Guys, Absolute Duelist here with a mate of mine who actually is doing sick. Like, this man has built a Despia branded deck that is...
It took a whole solid 3 minutes.
And you know what? It's dumb.
Excluding the time it took me to look through Bolt.
No, you already had a grasp of this. It takes longer than that.
Nah, not really.
Fair enough. Anyway, you did really well at the box tournament the other day. You came 4th?
It should have been 3rd.
Yeah, and
Dodgy placements.
you're playing a very interesting build with different things that you've kind of incorporated over time of you to actually playing the deck. So it's time, seeing as you did well at the winner box tournament, where I got. We don't want to talk about what happened to me.
8th place, Robert.
I was against the first place and I lost it on come out. It doesn't make sense. Anyway.
It doesn't?
But yeah, we're going to be looking at his deck profile. We're going to see how good it is, and in all honesty, it is actually a really strong deck. So I'm hoping you guys will enjoy it and learn something that you might want to do with your own tier builds.
Yeah.
So
don't get sacked by cool white. Do that.
Yeah.
With
yeah. So I guess let's get into it.
Okay, we'll start with basic. Here's some Rhino Hearts. 2 of them. That's it. No 3. It's basic. Well, for me. 3 Heaviness.
Standard.
Hand trap. Only hand trap of the format. For now. 3 Shyren. 2 Merly.
Any reason for the 2 Merly, or?
I mean, you just want to see more of it. If you're playing pure tier, then go ahead and play 3. But in fact, for me, ratio-wise, I like to have 2 and 2 of this one and Reinhardt just so I can see them. But this is not the normal summon you ever want. If it comes down to it, sure, it's a normal. But there's like at least 2 other cards in this deck you're going to want to normal over this. So. Alright. Now a standard. Aluba. If it ain't secrets, you don't deserve to be playing this. You weren't trying to play it properly.
Why 2 instead of 3?
I mean, to be honest, it is a normal. It does search a branded spell or trap. Is it always the normal you're going to make? No. Is it searchable? Yes.
So you play a 2 because you can search it and you don't want to normal it majority of the time?
I mean, you can see if you're normally this or Reinhardt, and sometimes you don't need to normal at all.
Alright.
And to be honest, if you draw branded fusion, you draw a Luba, what are you going to search? I guess Brandon in red or something, I don't know, but it's not necessary, is it?
Yeah.
When you could just normal summon Reinhardt and go full tier combo and set up an imperm and everything, so...
Makes sense.
2 Tragedy. Now, this is a funny one, because yes, it searches a Luba, and that is branded combo, and yes, you can discard this with Shyren, and that does get you branded combo. But, sometimes you don't activate this.
Okay.
Because you're milling with Tearlaments, and if it's often not the first card you send, and you already have the Aluba, you might not choose to search this, because if you mill branded cards, it's actually better to banish this and set them to your board. And it actually comes up more than you think. But yeah, I'll give you an example of that in a bit. 1, Lipton. Brand's the red place. And Poly plays.
Yeah. Summon back your Mirror Jade, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Or there's some good options as well.
Alright.
Fallen Lovers. 2, not 1. If you mill it, you have to use it. Otherwise you can't use Brand of Fusion. Neg. Play 2, that shouldn't happen. If you're the guy who goes to mill 8 and you mill both Albazes, come back next week. Snow.
Shouldn't have been unbanned.
Best card to see in your grave. You can send it off Brand of Fusion, but we're not gonna.
Shouldn't
We're
have
gonna
been
send
unbanned.
this.
I'm assuming you're going to explain that later?
Yeah. Send this, or this other
Should be
option.
banned, right?
Yep. Thought I was playing 2, but there's only 1, so this will do. And it's mainly for 1 card in the extra deck, and you can swap this out, you don't need it. Yes, it can proxy Albaz in the grave, I guess. But you can make Khaliga.
It could also be a Rhino Heart as well.
It can be, yeah. But, I mean, the other options are there. Still an Aqua. You can make Khaliga with it. I don't play Khaliga, but you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play stuff. So. Spells. Instant Fusion.
Most busted one of in the entire deck.
You have, like, 3 options with this card, I think, that you can go into. Most common one being Kalos. Second most common one being Millennium Eyes. Then probably Mud Dragon if you want to go non-targeting combo. Refill spell. Spend the money, win game.
Just standard.
If you shuffle cards back, it counts. If you shuffle them back from Rebellion, that counts.
Popping.
Yes, popping. You don't need them.
Are you going to cut them and put them aside?
No.
No, you're going to keep them in? Okay, he doesn't like Sprite.
I don't like Sprite, I don't like seeing rogue decks. It can help you break a board. This deck can break a board in any way, but Why, when you're not playing hand traps, why skimp out on board breakers when you can play 6 board breakers instead of 6?
To just make it easier.
Yeah, because you have the super polys, so that's 6 board breakers. And not every deck can be super polyed, so we dark order it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 50-50. Yes, when you win dice roll and choose to go first, you're taking that risk. But with this deck, discarding a dark ruler isn't the end of the world. If you draw 2 or 3 of them, sucks to be you. 1 poly for the searchable card. I thought I was playing 2, which made more sense. Apparently I'm not. Either way...
Of King of the Swamp, right?
Yeah. If you do draw King and you search this, that's cool. If you draw this, it's cool. It's a win-win, because we have 1 Chimera on the extra, so... Well, if you make Chimera with this going second, people don't like it, you win game. If it goes to your grave because you're doing combo, and then you make Chimera of Brandon in red, you win game. You know. 1 card combo.
No, 1.5.
I don't really care what the discard is.
That's why it's 0.5. It could be anything.
The cool part about this is obviously you can discard Tragedy. Yes, you can search with that. Wow. You can discard a Tearlament, and that makes a Masquerade off the discard. Also, wow. Or you can make the attack reduction, but you probably won't. Unless you're going second and you need to break board from metal, then maybe. Also, Protect Fusions. Oh my god, he slided in Regeki. No. Oh shit, second one. Okay.
He got you there.
Oh look, 1 card combo.
Standard in any branded deck.
1 card combo, and guess what? People don't even ash it anymore for some reason. Yeah!
Because no one's playing Ash, dude!
No, they don't ash it! They ash other stuff, and then it comes out, and they're like, oh dear. If someone plays a Baron against you, and you summon a Luba, and they think, ha, it's fine, I'll negate Branded Fusion. 9 times out of 10, if you see me search Branded Fusion with my Luba, and they've got Baron, it's probably because I've already got one. So I'm trolling them to go activate Branded Fusion, for them to negate it, for me to activate Branded Fusion. That's hilarious.
Sounds good.
Red.
Only 1? Is this because of space or?
Searchable.
Okay.
Searchable, if it gets sent to grave, banish it set. Banish Tragedy set.
Yeah.
So, your Tearlaments traps, some people just like to play this one, I like both.
Because Book of Moon is pretty good.
I mean, Book of Moon gets quite funny. The fact this one sends from deck is cool. This one you have to send from field.
Yeah.
So this gives you the option if you leave Kalos up to mill 5. This one, which I've done against someone when they were trying to force me to loop number their negates, let me also combo off because I could send an actual tier from deck to grave, and you actually end up with more grave than you think. And then the best card of the entire deck.
Alright, explain it.
Alright, here's your combo. It's simple. You activate your Brand of Fusion, and you make Albion, which means you send Scyth and Outlast. And then you use Albion effect to go into Rebellion. Now you have a choice. If you have the Tragedy, you can banish the Tragedy, which means you get to search off of that. And then, of course, you have to discard 1 for Rebellion. No one cares. And then you end on a Mirror Jade with a spare Albion on the board, plus any other combos you did. So that's your whole tier engine. Okay. In the end phase, if this didn't go to your grave through mills, if it did, then you know not to search for Tragedy because you can banish it and set this. This gets set to your board. Now, if you were someone like me most of the time, you have a spare normal because you've gone through tier combo anyway, and you normal your Aluba, you can also search red. Or if one gets milled, you can set it with Tragedy. That's now 2 big combo setups. In their draw phase, as soon as they're done saying they're doing nothing in draw phase, we can go ahead and flip this, and we can tribute the Albion you left on board to go ahead and Scythe them.
So you go summon Scythe, and you summon like an Aluba as well, right?
No,
so
here is where your combo can get spicy.
I'm curious.
Now, if you think for any second that they are a hand trap player, which they are far and few between, but you know when you see them, rather than summon the Aluba to search, you summon a Tragedy to their board. Now they can't imperm it either.
So it's good because it can basically scythe you, and it can also lock you out of like imperm and evenly matched any hand traps that require you from having good stuff on your board.
If you're confused about what the benefit is to summoning a Tragedy to their board, let's say I do that. Now they can't use extra deck. They go set up their board the best I can. If you follow the combo right and you have the red, you can red using your Scythe and your other cards. If you're lucky to have a Little in the grave, that's sweet. Okay, you make Chimera, you can pop this and some of their cards. If you do the Ad Libitum where you can get the Mirror Jade back and go ahead and banish this, it doesn't actually matter. This is now an Aluba search for an entire combo next turn off of your opponent's board while clearing their board.
Okay.
That is why you do that. If you don't think they play Imperm, you can A summon the Aluba here, or you can summon my favourite, summon Merly.
Mill free!
Mill free. Or, if it's, well, unfortunately you can't do fusions. I'm gonna be broke. If you're someone who decided to wait, because you can do that, and you think they're going to play something more interesting that's not here, you can also summon Albaz. And yeah, you can poly them. There's actually options with this card, but this is the main one.
You could also technically go poly. You could go poly in with the Scyth and that, and then make another Albion, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. This is also an option. Anything that makes this resolve.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's the main deck. Then we have extra deck. How to make things work. Kalos's 2. The number of times, the number of games I've played this where I've had to cycle Kalos's in the grave to make more Kalos's because people keep being a pain. So I use a Tear and a Kalos to make a Kalos.
I mean, today you at least shuffled it like, what, 4 times against me?
This card saves itself. 1. Collider Heart.
Stand.
For the things you can't get over, like when you side in Nib and you give your opponent an 8k token. It's game. 2 Albion. 1 for your combo, 1 for your Mirror Jade Send, and then you just keep cycling it back by either shuffling it back using Tearlaments to make something else I'll come up in a minute, or I guess you can do it with this if you want to leave this on board, but you only play 1 of this, so ideally this always goes back to your extra. We don't want to let that get banished. That would suck. 1 Mirror Jade.
Not a lot of space?
Not a lot of space. 2 is good, but you can recycle it with Tearlaments if need be. So it's fine. And Ad Libitum helps you recycle it, so it's not the end of the world. 1 Masquerade. You can play 2 of this. There is times where it would win. It's very good against Tier when they don't open Super Poly. Because then obviously they're paying a lot for every effect they try to do, which is very good. But then Sprite is also kind of good against for the burn. 2 of them can be quite good. But I only have space for 1. But then I could cut 1 card in here, so there'll probably be 1 card that's changing. 1 of this because it comes up when you're going second.
A Hellboy Decay.
Hellboy Decay big time.
Yeah.
People who play Lynx regret. Just straight regret. 3/5 because your field spell into things can do a lot of damage to people. So Chimera for board break. As I said, when you use Scythe combo, it's only your opponent. So unless of course people do Christia, but I don't like it. So when you go red into Chimera, you're breaking their board, drawing more for yourself. If you're not doing that, you're having to play off of it. Poly into this still works. If Poly's in your grave, it's not targetable, so another win there. 3/3 plus 500 from field spell. If it's up, 3/8, kind of strong. 2 of these. The only Super Poly target we tend to go into more than anything in this deck. You know, Tearlaments go into it to get back your Kalos's. Really good option to go into to recycle branded stuff. Really good. The other option is kind of like Mud Dragon, but it doesn't come up as much. You'll probably find yourself making quite a few of these. I think my end boards have been like Mirror Jade, Albion, maybe a Dragosipelio depending, and a Kalos with Shuliak, Expulsion, and Red Set. But obviously it varies. That's like the most optimal one I get when I get problems.
Alright.
Otherwise you just minus like 1 of those cards normally. And it's normally this one that doesn't make it because you don't know the nuts. But you tend to always have the Kalos, Shuliak, and then at least Expulsion, but tend to be both.
Alright.
Yeah, so it's still very strong. Super Poly.
Best Super Poly target in the game.
Super Poly. Optional. Super Poly. This actually won't be against it. Because the Lambda Hulk into the thingy to draw 1. Oh look, they're both lights. Quickly grab that. Yeah. Obviously you can make this with a Tier as well. Very good option, non-targetable board, kind of good. If you actually considering an option for you, if you don't want to summon something to your opponent's board and you go for this, you can chain this to your trap and call light, and then they also can't target Scythe. Another option. Doesn't come up anywhere that much. And then, yeah.
The optional card.
Yeah, completely optional. It's just because Swamp's in the deck. That's it. And I thought I was playing 2, and I've realised I'm only playing 1, so I'll probably cut this for another copy of any of these. Probably.
So maybe like a second Masquerade then?
Probably Masquerade, or I might go Mirror Jade, depending which one I think comes up more. And you'll find that in this deck, once you proc branded combo once, you will always have a branded fusion. The only way you don't have Brand Diffusion is if someone manages to call by this, and that's a one-off.
Yeah.
Because this card is going to be cycled in your grave every turn, your turn and your opponent's. You're searching with this every turn. So there is no way you're not having a Brand Diffusion. Unless, of course, you go for all three, in which case you're going to Banish Tragedy and get it. Yeah. So this could probably be a second Mirror Jade or a second Masquerade, depending on how you're finding the format.
Alright.
Or if you play two King of the Swamp, you can play this or Kaliga. Add more Toxic to the Toxic deck.
Alright.
And then...
And what was the optional side deck?
Nibiru, bro.
Yep.
I was looking for my third, I can't find it. So I'm playing two. It's good because, obviously, you know, we have the tier hand trap, right? So it combos well with this. So your opponent gets nibs. If they're playing tier, yes, they trigger, but most of the time they've used all their triggers for the turn anyway. Especially if they're going first, they tend to go through support setup. If you Havness and you miss, but you mill any monster, this makes Havness valuable. If you mill Havness and you get to kick Kalos, this becomes a mill 5 on your nib. That's cool. Nib good, nib strong.
Nibs strong together.
Nib strong together. Evenly matched.
Just beats every Tearlament deck.
So when you're going second in this deck, from siding, you've got a good chance you're going second. I do side out the Scythe. I do side out the trap. You don't have to side the trap, but I do. And that makes space for this or this, for going second. Because they win game. This win game. This win game. So why use a going first win con when you can put in a going second win con? If they're smart enough to make you go second, it won't really impact your plays in the deck. You just don't play Scythe. Your end board is still very strong and does not lose the dark mana, because instead you have a guaranteed red that way with the same combo.
Alright.
Obviously, there's a bit more chance. This is completely optional. I find it hilarious. I don't need to say anything.
I mean, it says screw plants.
That's a bit more than that, bro. Did you want a Nessie first, bro? Did you want a Nessie first?
Definitely not, man.
Your only option is now Mud Dragon. Have fun.
No, it isn't. It's Garura. You can't make Mud Dragon.
You're right, it's Garura. Only Garura now. Looks like okay, Kalos isn't here. Other rogue decks, Sword Soul, haha, I win game. Sprite, haha, this hurts you quite a bit, but not entirely, so it's optional. Yeah, there's other stuff to do.
Best card.
This is a weird one.
Alright, you're going to need to explain this one, boy.
How many times have you drawn Cool Buy and it does nothing for you?
Never.
Because it does it to me every single time it's in my main deck.
So you just don't like the card?
So here's what I do. I put it in my side, I play the first round. I win or lose the first round. I'm going first, I'll put the Cool Buy in. I'm going second, I'll put in the red reboot. To be honest, this would probably be a nip. But yeah, simple solutions, served easy. You should probably main one. That might be what I switched my thing to.
Fair enough.
But I hate drawing it when I go first. So, there it is.
It's still a discard.
Yep. And then Rob's Lightning Storms, because screw Rob.
Screw me. I let you read Lightning Storms. What?
No, you can't play.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, in total, what do you think of your deck, actually? Do you think the Scythe combo is worth it? Do you think all of this is good? Do you think you're going to change anything overall?
It's only been stopped by 3 cards. Cool Buy. It's 1, and that's not always guaranteed, because if you banish it with Snow beforehand in part combo, they can't Cool Buy it. Crow, once again, applies to the Snow method. The main problem you will have is if some arsehole in a pub opens double.
I mean, I don't know who that is, man. It's definitely not me.
1 Super Poly is fine, 2 Super Poly is not fine. Because you contribute any fusion, and you will end on 3 fusions. So unless they're playing the 3 Dark, which no one fucking is, you will still have a tribute. It does not trigger your tier, which is fine, because you still Scythe them when you win the game. But the fact of the matter is, and of course if they Super Poly Mirror Jade, their board's getting wiped with Infinite, so it's a win-win. But if they do it twice, they're cunts.
Fair
That's
enough.
the only way I've seen it get stopped.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously this deck is actually really good. You said that it took you barely no time at all, but I know for a fact you've been playing this deck for weeks now, so you've been trying different things. Well, not with the explosion, but you've been trying Branded Fusion Tears for a while. Huh?
No, I played it for 1 week when it came out, and then I switched.
No, but you were testing it before that as well.
No, not really. I played it once with you online. That was it. And then I put the meme build together with Comedian. And then, because remember, I had the break weeks in between, and then when I came back and we was doing box to them, I was like, I'll be toxic. And I got all the stuff out my window.
Man made explosion, man won with explosion, and Scyth is just a must card. Can Army please ban Scyth?
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for deck profile, everyone out there. I hope you learned something. If you know a deck well enough, you can just put it together in 5 minutes, apparently.
Yeah, so next week will be Scythe for tier. If Scythe gets banned, I guess we can play Christier instead. I don't like it.
Yeah, that happened to me today as well.
Yeah, you just put Christier on your opponent's board and you laugh at them. Summon in defense, they can't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for the profile. Everyone will be seeing more of this boy on the channel regardless, because
there will also be a team channel coming
new
soon.
Team, because we made a team amongst ourselves. So yeah. And anyway, yep. See you in the next one, guys. Absolute duelist and team leader signing out, I guess.
This time.